Goeiedag allemaal en welkom bij nog een video van Talk To Me In Afrikaans. I gotta tell you, I've recorded this once already without the mic on. So I'm gonna have to do it again. So hopefully we can pull this through. The mic is on, I can see that, and we can work towards these things. So instead of typing everything out again, I'm just gonna go through everything. These videos the original videos was about 10 minutes each. This one's probably gonna be very quick because all of these are here in front of us. So let's continue on with the survival phrases. Let's start off with the survival phrases. I want you guys to remember that we're going to do this, and a lot of these things you might have known, especially if you're part of the Patreon level, where you get to talk to me for about 90 minutes a month, which is essentially I will like for the person using it now, Great Susie, she basically learns behind the scenes Afrikaans. So if you want some Afrikaans behind the scenes stuff, and you've got personal questions and whatever and stuff you can't figure out, we talk about that in the Patreon. But enough about that. Let's get on with our survival phrases. And of course, we're going to go with donkey. Believe it or not, it is thank you, donkey. Right? Next up, we've got plezier. Right? I'm very, very paranoid about my mic at the moment. We've got plezier. Plezier, which is essentially plezier. That is sort of like the beef sound, the E sound from beef, right? Which is you're welcome, right? Or plezier, welcome, plezier. Then we've got asseblief, which is essentially asseblief. Asseblief, which is please, right? Which it is please, okay? Then we've got verskoon my. I don't know what that sound, right? That sound, I don't know. I think that's the best one I could get. Verskoon my. Remember, our R's are pronounced really clearly. Well, most of the time. Especially in the middle of a sentence or in the middle of a word, our R's are very crude and loud. Verskoon my, as opposed to plezier. Plezier. You don't have to go plezier. You go plezier. Right? In verskoon my, verskoon my, that R is still there. Okay? Then we've got ekskuus, which is excuse me to get past someone. In a more verskoon my is excuse me to get attention. Verskoon my, it's excuse me to get attention. Like, hey, verskoon my, excuse me, And then we've got ekskuus, which is ekskuus, which is excuse me to get past someone. Like I said earlier, to get past someone. Like this would be your more formal type of to get past someone. Excuse me to get past someone. So if you're in a church or if you're at a wedding thing or whatever, you're gonna say ekskuus, right? Ekskuus. And then you've got the more informal one, which is skies. Skies, which is informal. Can I spell? Which is the informal excuse me, right? Skies is like just a very shortened informal, shortened excuse me, right? And then we've got our ja, which is yes. And then this, I figured out a cool way to say this, near, which is you say the word near, but you just drop the R off. You go near. Very difficult to do for English speakers, most probably, but near. that is how you pronounce it. That's how you can find, that's how you will be able to get the pronunciation. Like, the big thing is to get the pronunciation to that level that most Afrikaans people would understand you. You don't have to be perfect in it. You just need to be able to, if you say this, you know people will understand you. You know that is why the survival phrases thing is happening. I think my Afrikaans videos this week, where I usually aim for about 10 minutes, I'm going to go for 5 minutes because I've done it once already. So it'll go quicker. But for the sake of brevity, let's just get through everything. I'm going to go again. I wish I could type it out again, but I'm so freaking... a little bit hungover, a little bit bubbelous. Klein bietjie bubbelous. From last night. Not as much bubbelous as I'd expect. I'd expect it to be a bit more. But it takes the wind out of you when you have to re-record a video. But anyway, enough about that. Let's continue on with this one. Again, let's just reiterate everything. But this time I'm going to focus on the pronunciation. So we've got donkey, which you all know is thank you. Then we've got plesier. But you got to say it quicker. Plesier. I'll go closer to the mic. Plesier. Plesier. Which is you're welcome. Asseblief. Asseblief. Which is please. Verskoon my. Verskoon my. So excuse me. To get attention. Ek skies. But you say it faster. Ek skies. Excuse me to get past someone. Or skies. More informal, shortened form of ek skies. So you could say this in any... You can basically use this phrase, the skies phrase, in any setting, actually. It's not even informal. It's just let's just do this. Shortened excuse me. That's what I realize now. Because no matter where I am, if I say skies, they know, oh, sorry, I'm saying sorry. You could use sorry. Generally, if you're in a club or whatever, you just go say sorry. People will just accept it. Sorry is a very well-known phrase in South Africa. Well, I guess across the world. Especially if you're Canadian, eh? I'm kidding. Then we've got ja, which is yes, and nee, which is no. Right. So, baie dankie dat julle almal gekyk het. Ons is aan die einde van die video. Dankie dat julle almal gekyk het. Gee vir iemand vir jy lief is 'n drukkie. Sê vir hulle jy's lief vir hulle vandag. En tot volgende keer. Totsiens.